My name is Kenny Johnson. My time with the business is around 20 years. I remember my first day 20 years ago as a collector on the floor way back in Glasgow, and I think about the places I've worked and been to since then. In all locations, all countries, we know the true empowerment or best outcome for our clients and their customers is through how we treat, train and develop our people. So we have always been pioneering with our training modules, our coaching sessions. We've always been pioneering with the volume and content of how we want our people to react to situations. We don't use conventional methods. I'm not saying we're so out of whack that it's unusual. We all come to work for one of three reasons. It's contentment in a job, it's to earn money, especially in a performance-related business, or a career. We offer all three here. Some people want one and one only, some people want two or three. We've got to remind people continuously that many success stories, myself included, really complement that story very well. Not just me, but right through the organisation across all our locations. My career path is, I believe, critical. It demonstrates that anyone with different types of background, coming from different places in the world, can have an impact in the business. That's not to say we just want 100% development and promotions within, but for credibility of telling the story, credibility of understanding what each person has went through their journey. One good example, which is a continuous example, is when we ramp in a new client. We tell the client up front that we're going to ask difficult questions. We are going to be somewhat cumbersome, laborious in that ramp-in process, and we don't apologise for it, because one thing is very clear in our mind. When we set the date for go live, that day, one date, must be met without a hitch. And I think that type of approach we take to the ramp-in, the way we detail it, our quality process, does set us aside from others and makes the client feel a lot more comfortable during the process that when we go, we go. I think with some of our outsourcing programs, the risks can be higher, because as we're calling in the client's name, then clearly everybody's attention within the client's organisation is focused on the program. One area of the business that I personally want to continually push and improve, and it's a holy grail, we'll never get there, it just doesn't happen, is how do we truly understand at our employee level, every level, what their values are, what matters to them. Because the more we understand that from everyone that is in our family, the better we can push, promote, develop, understand their success. I think a big challenge for call centres, not even 5 years from now, 3 years from now, is how do we complement technology and people, humans? Because ultimately, consumers, customers, still want to talk to someone. They still want that relationship. But there's a change that's already started and will continue, that communication preference methods will evolve. And companies like us must know what's the right fit for the right person. And we don't talk too much about features and benefits. We would rather our clients decide what the benefits are of working with us. In what I call the old days, in your marketing material, one of the key things that was a feature or benefit was treating your customers properly or compliance. Well, you can't sell that anymore. If you're not compliant, if you're not demonstrating that your focus is on the customer experience, you're not even in the game. We're more than a collection agency. Firstly, by the diverse range of programs that we do. But more importantly, those diverse range of programs come, broadly speaking, in many occasions from the same client. So they've understood and they have seen that we can do a great job in third-party collections, meaning we're calling an ally's name. But we've demonstrated that further up the food chain, calling in their name. We've further demonstrated that by doing that in other areas of the business, including marketing, fraud, risk, by taking our technology platform, Neptune Innovations, and bringing that into the conversation. So all of a sudden, the client who used to deal with 1, 2, 3 vendors, suppliers, can look to AIC to give a holistic approach, solution to some of their challenges. That's got cost savings for them. That's clearly got efficiencies for everybody. The toughest question a prospect asks, and it depends who answers it, is why are you different? And I always give the same answer. And I say, I can't tell you. And they're taken aback. But I think that's important because I want them to understand that until they get to know who we are, what we are, why we exist, our values as a business, I would rather they answer why we're different. I can give them generic responses. I can talk about our training, our development, but I would rather them come and see us. Talk to the people that do the job. Don't talk to me, talk to them. That would demonstrate why we're different. It's real life and it's about solving issues with the consumer. So the more we can provide open access to consumers, which we do, I think that breaks down barriers that exist. One of the most difficult challenges is how call centres respond to consumer needs in communication, i.e., on some occasions, I want to deal with email only. On some occasions, I want to talk to someone. On some occasions, I want both at the same time. That's a challenge organisations like ourselves must respond to. But one thing I always like and want the clients to hear and see is we're not perfect, but we learn from our mistakes. We don't repeat the same mistake, and you'll know about that when it happens.